Ventura and Clarion-Goldfield-Dows will come back in 2 minutes.
Sense Seed and Services in Britt, your local Pioneer team. Pioneer brand soybean varieties are raising the bar on yields and pushing those yields even higher with local knowledge, services, and support. So make the most of every acre with Pioneer brand soybeans and premium seed treatments like Ilevo. Sense Seed and Services in Britt and Pioneer, with you from the word go.
IMT Transport Incorporated of Garner, the premier safety-centered carrier for ag and truck equipment. With an elite 250-plus truck fleet, IMT Transport will move your heaviest valuables to 48 states, integrating modern technology to map and monitor loads with certified planners and dispatchers and the best drivers in the industry, making it happen all year.
Welding and PPG paint. We have vehicles available for use during your vehicle's repair. Hamilton Auto Body in Titonka. Call 515-928-2213 or click HamiltonAutoBodyIA.com.
The Forest City Family YMCA proudly supports all our area athletes. Congratulations and good luck in the tournaments. The Forest City Family YMCA, for youth development, for healthy living, for social responsibility.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. Zero Negastal with you from Clear Lake. It's district championship basketball tonight between Garner-Hayfield-Ventura and the Clarion-Goldfield-Dows Cowboys. And this game originally was always going to be here on the Garner-Hayfield-Ventura stream, so hopefully you found us here and you're joining us here on this broadcast. But we're going to be over on our sister station on KHAM for our radio broadcast tonight, but unfortunately the Lake Mills and GTRA game got postponed for this evening. That game is now set for tomorrow night right here on KIOW. The Throne Brothers will have the call for you, Zach and Chris, so we'll be in Britt tomorrow night for a district championship game between Lake Mills and GTRA. So selfishly, we were a little excited about that game getting moved because, of course, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch Lake Mills and Garner-Hayfield-Ventura here in this postseason, and it'll be nice to get down to Britt there and be able to watch that game this evening, of course, and have Garner-Hayfield-Ventura and Clarion-Goldfield-Dows this evening. Not sure all went into the makings of this game still being played here this evening, but I can say one thing. I mean, I know that there is supposed to be a girls' regional game here in Clear Lake tomorrow night, so maybe that had a little to do with it. Plus, you know, I mean, the roads weren't too bad from us getting here from 4A City to cover this game. So happy everybody, large crowds start to fill in here, and glad everybody has made it here safely, and hopefully everybody will return home safely as well. Well, we mentioned earlier that Jay Hiscox, the head basketball coach of the West Hancock Eagles, a team that has played both these two teams already this season, will join us here on the broadcast, and with that, we'll bring Jay in. Jay, how are you doing this evening?
Doing great, Zarin. Thanks for having me, and excited to watch what should be a great district title game. Two really good teams, and like you said, Clarion kind of the upstart, really good story this year in the area, and fortunately or unfortunately, I'm really familiar with both these teams. Both teams pose tremendous problems to the opposing teams as far as scouting reports go and what you got to look out for, so it should be a really, really good matchup between these two ball clubs.
Yeah, very excited for this. We were talking about, you know, the Clarion-Goldfield-Dows Cowboys. Of the last two seasons, Clarion-Goldfield-Dows has gone 9-26 over the past 2 years, and now here they are 19-3. They went 12-2 in the NCC. Their only two losses were to Humboldt, which is a common opponent here with Garner-Hayfield-Ventura, and we're able to share the NCC. First time in 60 years winning a conference championship. That's going to feel good. First of all, let's take from that perspective. Let's say you're head coach Jason Burning, your team already finds some momentum by winning a conference championship. One you didn't think you were going to win, as you had to have an upset there from Webster City over Humboldt to be able to find that conference championship win after you lost to Humboldt twice. But it's got to be some momentum for their team.
Yeah, big-time momentum. Anytime you can win the North Central Conference, really good basketball conference, 2A, 3A conference for the most part. And I know Coach Burning, they had big goals. We actually practiced a lot with them this summer and seen them over at Nyack a couple times and did a lot of joint stuff with them this summer, and we knew that they had big expectations coming into this year. He's got a really nice class of seniors, I believe 12 or 13 of them on the roster, and a lot of them, you know, I don't know if late bloomers are the right word for them, but some of them might have been, and now they're kind of hitting their stride in their senior year, and led by Jackson Carpenter and Connor State, they're the two that kind of get them going, but they're really, really deep, super athletic, and they're longer than what you think outside of obviously Connor State being 6'5", but they've got really good length up and down their lineup, and for them it's, yes, I think they're happy to be here, but I don't think they're satisfied to be here, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They've got a mission on their mind, and they want to keep this special season rolling for the Cowboys.
Yeah, the one thing I'm worried about, maybe you can give a kind of a coaching perspective, is you have all this momentum going. You know, you got the fan base behind you. I read somewhere in one of the local papers down there in Clarion that, you know, they were packing fans in at home games. You know, they don't usually see as many fans as they have this year at home games, so that's some momentum. But Garner-Hayfield Ventura, they're no stranger to these games, district final, sub-state games, even state games there in 2017. I mean, we're only a few years removed from that, so does the experience of Garner-Hayfield Ventura catch up with Clarion here?
That's kind of the weird dichotomy in this game is you got one team that's senior dominant, but they don't have the big game experience.
Right.
And, you know, Drew Britson's played in some big games. Evan Sloane's played in some big games before. So they may have more actual big game experience. So that's one thing I really look for. A key to this game is how it starts. If Clarion can get out, hit a couple shots, and get set with their defense, then it's just basketball at that point, and you rely on your scouting report and your matchups, and you go out and see who the better team is. But really important, I believe, for Clarion to get off to a comfortable start. You know, try to get a couple easy baskets inside, maybe get State going. I know he didn't have a huge game against Forest City, but everybody else picked it up in his place. So it'll be interesting to see how this game starts from that standpoint.
Connor State over 1,000 career points in his career. Actually is getting close to passing the 1,100 mark point for his career. Had 12 points against Forest City in their opening round game. It was the second round of district play, but the opening game for the Clarion-Goldfield-Dows Cowboys, and 6 of those points came to the free throw line. He was a guy that was 6 of 7 from the free throw line there against Forest City. The other thing you look at for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows is, no, they don't have the experience in the big games, but they get a chance to play in this gym every year. Garner-Hayfield Ventura plays in this gym sometimes every year, but they play on a rotation basis with Clear Lake, so they play every other year in the regular season in this gym. Then they've played quite a few district championships and district championships in this game, and that's such. So, I mean, they have experience in this gym, but Clarion may be more comfortable in the gym.
Let me tell you, that's a big deal in postseason basketball, is if you've had a chance to play in a gym that another team hasn't. But I believe Garner played at Clear Lake this year, so they were in here this year. So that you can kind of wipe that out the window. But that's one thing I remember when we had a run with Coach P over at West Hancock. That's one thing that we really looked at was where we were playing some of those sub-state games. If we hadn't played there before, we always tried to go to a new gym to practice in. So like one year we went up to Waldorf, the year before we went to Humboldt, just to practice in a different gym and get, just kind of get the butterflies out and not be in your home gym where you shoot it well and you know how the ball bounces here and there. But that's a big deal where the games are played. But both teams have been here. Like I said, it's going to be a really good matchup. I'm sure both teams have great scouting reports of each other with all the film that's available these days, and a lot of really good basketball players on the court tonight.
Well, speaking of scouting reports, I know you got one for us, so let's jump in to Jay's keys to the game here. Jay will have the keys for both these two teams as we get set for tip-off here in just a couple of minutes.
So things that I'll be watching tonight, first off, what I'm gonna track for stat-wise is turnovers and offensive rebounds. That's one thing as a coach that we always keep track of, is we obviously want to limit our turnovers and limit the opposing team's offensive rebounds. Usually, if you look at basketball across whether it's middle school boys and girls all the way up to the NBA, those two stats are really important stats to determine the outcome or the winner of the game. Other things I'm going to watch tonight is who is the other scorer that's going to step up. If GHV is going to win this game, they're going to have another scorer step up and hit shots. And the one I'm watching, I know you and I were talking, would be Mr. Banky from three-point range. He can get hot from three-point range, and if he can get loose, hit a few threes, that'll really open it up for the GHV offense and open it up for Drew Britson and company to get going. The other thing I want to watch is if there is foul trouble, GHV generally they play right around 6 guys in their rotation mainly, whereas Clarion's pretty deep. We talked about they got 12, 13 seniors, and they generally play 9 or 10 guys pretty consistently. So if fouls do become a problem, or this game gets up and down, depth is definitely in the favor of the Cowboys. The other thing for GHV is how are they going to defend Connor State in the post. I know Evan Sloane is a big body, really thick, put together, but he's not 6'5", 6'6". Yeah. So what are they going to do to defend Connor State in the post? Because he's got a decided size advantage and length advantage inside, and I would say Clarion's got the length advantage overall, and we'll see if that does give GHV problems, or if GHV can counter it with their shooting and their quickness getting up and down. Key role players that I'm watching, obviously Connor State and Drew Britson are the stars of the show for each side, but Benke for GHV, if he can get it going from three-point land, and then Aiden Harrington, number 22, I believe is what he'll be wearing tonight for GHV, for Clarion. He's a really lengthy defender, super athletic, doesn't do a ton offensively, but he causes havoc defensively. Just ask some of our West Hancock Eagles when we played him. I mean, he's kind of a nightmare to get around if he's guarding you, and he can impact the game from the defensive end.
Well, there you go. There's your keys to the game for Mr. Jay Hiscox, who will be on color tonight for us here on KIOW. Well, it is time. Let's get, there's a very prominent saying being said here on the PA system, and going live, getting the crowd wiped up here and getting set for this district championship game for GHV and Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. First of all, for the Garner-Hayfield Ventura Cardinals, who will be the road team wearing their road uniforms and be the road team on the scoreboard this evening. First of all, a senior guard, number 1 at 6'2", is Sam Wood. Number 2 is a senior, Nathan Roberts, number 2 at 6'3". Also starting for Garner-Hayfield Ventura this evening is going to be number 3, a junior guard at 6 foot, Braden Benke. Starting for Garner-Hayfield Ventura, number 23, Drew Britson. And also starting for Garner-Hayfield Ventura, a senior forward, number 35, is Evan Sloane. Those are the starters for the Garner-Hayfield Ventura Cardinals. Jake Young is in his 3rd year as the head basketball coach at Garner-Hayfield Ventura. He has accumulated a 43-25 record. GHV is 17-6 this season. They went 14-2 in the top of Iowa West this year. Starting lineup for the Clarion-Goldfield-Dows Cowboys looks like this. A senior guard, number 4 at 6'3", is Jackson Carpenter. Number 12 is a senior guard at 6'2". Number 12 is Cody Olson. Number 22 is a senior forward at 6'4". Number 22 is Aiden Harrington. Number 40 is a senior forward at 6'2". Number 40 is Cale Chase. And number 42 is a senior center at 6'5". Number 42 is Connor State. Jason Burning is in his 1st year at Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. They are 19-3 and 12-2 in the NCC, winning a share of the North Central Conference this season with the Humboldt Wildcats. Last time that Clarion-Goldfield-Dows was in a district championship game was against South Hamilton in 2018. Garner-Hayfield Ventura has been upset by Forest City in the district semifinals the last 2 years. They were last in a district final in 2019 against South Hamilton. They were last in the sub-state game in 2018 when they lost to Appleton-Parkersburg, and finally they last went to state in 2017 after they beat Clarion-Goldfield-Dows in the district final. That's the last time these two teams have met in the postseason. A 67-48 win for Garner-Hayfield Ventura in the district championship game. Last time these two teams met in the postseason. We'll take a break. We'll come back following the national anthem for tip-off between Garner-Hayfield Ventura and Clarion-Goldfield-Dows right after this.
The Brit Bar and Grill is a slam dunk. Whether you want wings, burgers, roasted chicken, night entertainment like live music and Wolf Dog comedy. See our Facebook page for upcoming events. Don't miss the action today at the Brit Bar and Grill, downtown Britt, Iowa.
Attention farmers, planning for the 2022 growing season starts now. When you want fast emergence, top-end yield with unmatched dry down and strong stocks to last the season, look to Storby Seed to help match your farm with DeKalb products. Storby Seed, where every day is seed day.
Go, go, Bulldogs!
Garner Dental Group provides a wide range of tooth replacement options, from traditional bridges, partial, and complete dentures to dental implants. Implants are a great option as they replace the tooth independently, allowing you to function and floss much like the natural tooth. At Garner Dental Group, we place and restore dental implants all in-house. No need for multiple appointments at different offices. Call 641-923-3771.
Kingland Construction Services of Forest City. KCS currently has capacity for renovation and remodel projects, while large projects experience delays. We have master craftsmen available to help you with your project from start to finish. Put them to work for you by calling 641-585-0101 today. Kingland Construction Services of Forest City.
Hi, I'm Hunter McNeese. McNeese Tire and Automotive is your vehicle and ag tire supplier, offering full service in the shop, on the farm, or even roadside assistance. For parts, service, or tires, call 843-3536. McNeese Tire, Highway 18 West in Britt.
On KIOW and live at KIOW.com. Zaren Eggestall and Jay Hiscox with you. High above the Clear Lake Gymnasium tonight for this district championship matchup. Our officials for tonight's contest, Mr. Dan Dingman, Mr. Tony Dahl, who will be throwing the ball up, and Mr. Tony Holstead, who will be our other official. Garner-Hayfield Ventura, their black road jerseys, GHV in red across the chest, numbers on front and back also in red. Clarion-Goldfield-Dows home jerseys, Cowboys across the chest in red, numbers on front and back are also in red, outlined in black. Clarion-Goldfield-Dows wins the tip and will shoot to the right side of your radio dial to start things off, where Garner-Hayfield Ventura is setting up defensively. As Jay mentioned, Clarion-Goldfield-Dows wants to get out early, try to get the Bugs in check and trying to find a basket early in this contest.
Yeah, I look for him to get State a post touch at some point during this possession.
Here's Harrington. Harrington from the free throw line. No good, but an offensive rebound for State. Kicks it back out to Jackson Carpenter. He drives in, might have traveled. We've got a whistle, and there is the travel call. I thought for sure he had taken an extra step. A little bit of a late whistle, but it does come. The clock's still running with 7:20 to play here in the first quarter and inbound. Little mistake there.
Little jitters for the clock operator, too.
Yeah, we lost 5 seconds of basketball here in the first quarter. Evan Sloane, top of the key with the basketball. Evan Sloane, one of those athletes at a school where he's just an athlete.
Yeah.
Sam Wood with it. Wood gives it out to Banky. Banky turns about, round back, gives it to Sloane, top of the key. Sloane's not going to shoot from there, but he can drive. Here's a three on the way. It's tipped out of bounds off of Clarion-Goldfield-Dows and will stay with Garner-Hayfield Ventura. Left side of your radio dial with 6:56 to play in the first.
Carpenter showing some of his length that he provides from a point guard perspective. He's a big point guard, and he's drawn the assignment of Braden Banky to start the game.
Here's Britson. Britson will work. Jumper from 17. It's good. Beautiful shot there by Drew Britson, as able to knock down the two, and Garner-Hayfield Ventura leads 2-0 with 6:40 to play in the first. Across the half-court line to the right side. Here comes Clarion-Goldfield-Dows left wing. This is Harrington. Harrington inside to State. State trying to work for two. His shot is halfway down, comes back out. There's a second opportunity for State, and he gets a third now for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. Here's the third opportunity. Three-point shot on the way. No, and finally Garner-Hayfield Ventura gets a rebound. That was a Cody Olson three that was no good. Olson with the missed three. Here comes GHV. Short corner. Nathan Roberts to Wood. Wood drives now to Sloane. Sloane thought about a two, doesn't pull the trigger. Roberts to the rim, and he's fouled. And Nathan Roberts will go to the free throw line here for Garner-Hayfield Ventura.
Advantage GHV here early to start this one is, they give up 3 offensive rebounds in the first 2 possessions, and Clarion still with the 0 on the scoreboard. State had a nice look there, rimmed in and out, got an offensive rebound. They had a good 3-point look, did Clarion, but GHV able to get a stop and then convert to send Roberts to the line here. Who was the foul on there, Zaren? Olson, I believe. Okay.
Roberts misses the first one. Second free throw is also no good. And the rebound, though, is taken by Evan Sloane, and GHV has another opportunity with it. Top of the key. Here's Sam Wood now left side. Wood makes a move, backs up towards half court, and GHV will reset their offense with 5:50 to play in the quarter. Now the ball's loose. Britson's got it. Free throw line jumper. No. Harrington with the rebound for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows.
Harrington starting the game. He's been face guarding Britson when they do have to pick him up in the half court.
Here's Harrington left wing. GHV crowd making a lot of noise across the way, right where Clarion-Goldfield-Dows is trying to shoot the basketball. State has no room inside. GHV playing very well defensively.
They are packing it in there and daring them to shoot it from the outside. And you saw what was probably Clarion's best best offensive night as far as shooting the ball. They made 9 threes against Forest City. They don't typically want to shoot it from 3. They want to pound it inside with State.
Here's State with the basketball against Roberts. Roberts and Sloane on State. No good on the shot. A follow-up for CGD. Also no good. And we've got a foul coming against Nathan Roberts. And, they're going to get him a shooting foul.
Wow.
So they're going to call that a shooting foul and not on the floor. And the other officials are getting set to inbound the basketball from the baseline. And the official is trying to say 2 shots.
Tony Dahl's saying it was 2 shots. He said Harrington was going back up for the tip in there. So I've got 5 offensive rebounds for Clarion in 3 possessions, 0 points, but GHV is going to have to clean that up, or it could be a long night because you're going to get in foul trouble and you're going to give up second chance opportunities. Clarion really making a conscious effort to crash the offensive glass.
Harrington makes the first. He shoots free throws at about 35% for CGD this year, but he makes the first one with the Garner-Hayfield-Ventura student section right in front of him. Second free throw, Harrington will take a couple of dribbles before he pulls the trigger on it, and it is also good. That's big for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows.
Jacob Moore checked into the game for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows as he's one of their spot-up shooters. He's probably in to help spread the court and give more space to State to operate inside.
Left side, it's Sam Wood now with the basketball for GHG. Britton gets a wide open 3. Just short. Off the front of the iron, cleaned up by CGD. It's a 2-2 score with 4:48 to play here in the first quarter. Left side, Harrington has it now. Harrington trying to feed inside. We'll give it off. It's lost, and the 2 will go. Jackson Carpenter, right place, right time, picks it up and under. Layup is good for Carpenter.
Great back cut there by Jackson Carpenter, and Moore able to find him for the easy 2.
GHV nearly throws it away. Nathan Roberts will go after it. Roberts gives it off to Sloane at the free throw line. Sloane, now he throws it away. Sloane throws it away, trying to give it out to Sam Wood and Nathan Roberts that were out there, but it goes.
First turnover of the game for GHV, and Mason Graham going to check in the game for the Cardinals. He's a nice-looking junior, I believe, left-handed, really quick guard for the Cardinals.
Sophomore for GHV, does a lot of things for him. At the free throw line, here's Carpenter, left wing now with the basketball. Carpenter will drive in baseline. Ball is lost by Harrington. Turnaround jumper, no, and the rebound goes to Roberts for GHV. Will bring it across the line. Roberts also a multi-sport athlete for the Cardinals, baseball player. I know he's the goaltender on their soccer team, getting ready for that here coming up in just a couple of months, but he wants to make a run basketball-wise first. Here's Mason Graham. Graham across court to Roberts. Roberts makes State miss at first. Now he'll drive in baseline. It's taken away by Carpenter. Carpenter's got a steal across the half-court line. Off to Harrington. Harrington left wing, stops, gives it back to Carpenter. Carpenter over to Olson. Olson drives in. Here's Moore. Moore gives it back to Olson, right wing. Top of the key, Moore's going to try, or rather Olson's going to try for a 3, and he gets it to go. He was 4 of 6 from beyond the arc against Forest City.
He's a kid that can get really streaky. I know you saw him do that last week against Forest City. We saw him this summer. He's a kid that can really fill it up from outside when he's feeling right, and that's a good sign for him when he's making that first one.
Graham drives in, shot no good, ball out of bounds off of Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. That was off of Connor State, and it will stay with.
I thought maybe Graham got hit going in, but it's going to stay down here with GHV. I thought maybe Graham drew a foul, but they didn't blow the whistle. And
3 minutes to play.
Clarion makes another substitution. Landon Olson now into the game.
Wide open is Nathan Roberts on the inbound pass, beautifully executed by GHV, and they score.
Good call by Coach Young. Great inbounds play, and can't ask for a better look than a wide open layup on a baseline out of bounds.
Connor State gives the basketball off to Olson. Now Landon Olson, the senior, another senior in. All of them that touch the basketball. Here's State for 2. No good. That might have been touched on the rim. No call, but it's picked up by GHV anyway. Britson, left wing. Britson harassed at the free throw line. Gives it off to Banky, left wing. Banky will drive in. Banky at the free throw line. Stops to Sloane. Sloane for 2. His shot goes with contact. And here comes GHV. They're back to within 1.
Good finish there by Evan Sloane, as it looked like Moore got a piece of the body and a piece of the ball, but Sloane able to use his strength, fight through it, and get it off the board for 2.
2:14 to play here in the first quarter. 7-6 Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. Harrington at the free throw line. Harrington has it nearly poked away by Graham. Ends up in the hands of Olson. Olson gives it back to Harrington, and Harrington's hacked by Banky on his way to the rim, and Harrington will have 2 more free throws where he was just 2 for 2 a moment ago.
Probably a good foul there by Banky, as that was going to be a layup. Make him earn it at the line.
Banky's first foul, team's second foul. First free throw, Harrington, no. Harrington made those first 2, but again, we talked about it. Not the greatest free throw shooter on the team.
Yeah, just over 50% is Aiden Harrington from the free throw line, so good foul there by Braden Banky.
Second free throw goes, though he's got 3 for 4 on the night. And Clarion-Goldfield-Dows leads 8-6.
Interested to see what Clarion does now as Harrington leaves the floor. He was face guarding Britson. Now it looks like Nevin Foss is going to get that assignment. He'll be face guarding the GHV first team all-conference player.
Banky picks up his dribble, has to get rid of it, does to Britson. Britson drives in, Britson turnaround jumper. That one's way off the mark. The rebound, though, lands up in the hands of Jacob Moore for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. Moore had 18 points against Forest City, including going 4 for 4 from beyond the arc. Between Jacob Moore and Olsen, they had 8 of the 9 three-pointers for CGD alone. Both of those 2 kids average 1 or less per game. There's a drive. Carpenter, he scores.
Nice little dribble handoff action there. They were patient with it, got the ball swung side to side a couple times. And then a driving lane opens up for Carpenter, and he's strong enough and big enough to finish at the rim.
Evan Sloane, left wing, just inside the three-point arc with the basketball. Sloane gives it off to Nathan Roberts. Roberts will drive in. Roberts kicks it back out. Mason Graham makes a man miss. Beautiful feed to Roberts. Roberts, though, tries to go to Sloane. Sloane kicks it back out to Mason Graham. Graham back to Sloane. GHV trying to find a shot. Nobody wants to shoot, everybody wants to pass. There's a shot, Nathan Roberts, no good, and he's going to get called for a foul, and we're going the other way. It'll be the second foul of the game against Roberts, third against Garner Hayfield Ventura. And you see check-ins ready as Burke will check in for GHV, as will Sam Wood come back in, and Roberts and Mason Graham will leave. Burke has knocked down a few threes this season, has come in off the bench and can give you 5 or 6.
As I say, he steps out, he wants to hang out around the three-point line and try to knock down a 3. And right here, both teams got their star players buying him a break. Does Clarion with this last minute of the quarter? State and Carpenter both on the bench right now.
30 seconds to play first quarter, 10-6 is the lead for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows, and they have the basketball. Here's Foss. Foss gives it off to Jacob Moore, right wing. Moore gives the basketball back to Olsen. Olsen, spin move in the lane, looking for 2, has the ball poked away. It's on the floor, but Clarion-Goldfield-Dows again gets another look with it. Moore for 3, in and out, no good, and Britson with the rebound. Just a couple of seconds left. Sloane for 2. Count the basket and the harm.
That's a big bucket.
Huge.
Zarin right before the break. Good job by Drew Britson to push the pace. Knowing that he had numbers, and Sloane running the wing on the right side makes a perfect delivery of a bounce pass. Sloane goes up, takes the harm, gets the hoop, and they have the chance to go into the quarter break down just a point after it looked like it was going to be a 2-possession game or more at the quarter break.
Tyson Burning picks up his first foul, second team foul for CGD. Evan Sloane at the free throw line. His free throw in and out, no good. 4 seconds to play in the quarter. CGD has a chance. That's a long shot. It is no good. At halftime, you have a couple more seconds to get to the line. I think just a rush shot there for CGD, but they lead by 2. We've played 1 quarter. It's Clarion-Goldfield-Dows 10, Garner Hayfield Ventura 8. We're back in 1 minute.
A proud supporter of the Belmont Cluny Broncos. Check out their website, fsbbelmont.com, and sign up for mobile banking and e-statements. It's free, paperless, fast, and secure. The First State Bank of Belmont, serving our customers, supporting our community since 1933. Member FDIC.
Waldorf University in Forest City. With scholarships available up to full tuition, athletics, fine arts, and over 35 clubs and organizations, you'll have the opportunity to find your passion while getting a world-class education. On campus or online, find support from a community that makes you feel at home. Find out more today at waldorf.edu.
At Norseman, we reward our drivers
after this one
pay and benefits. Learn more at Norseman.com. Family owned and operated for over 40 years. Norseman, with a name on the side of the truck, means commitment.
Back here to Clear Lake High School, Zero Negastal, Jay Hiscox with you. District championship, the winner will go to Fort Dodge for the sub-state final. Will be one game away from the state tournament. GHV starts with the basketball, and Banky going to try for the lead. No good. Sloane, the follow-up, count the basket and the foul again. Evan Sloane right there for GHV will go back to the free throw line for a chance to take the lead as he grabbed a air ball shot by Banky, put it back up, and he's fouled.
Yeah, they try to drop a nice little play for Banky there on the flare screen for an open three, and Sloane comes up with a big offensive rebound putback.
Free throw again, no good. We're tied at 10, 15 seconds into quarter number 2. And now Sloane has got a steal for GHV. Here's Britson across the line. Britson drives in. They wanted to travel. Britson wanted a foul. Neither are called, and Clarion-Goldfield-Dows has the basketball in this 10-10 tie. 30 seconds into quarter number 2. One of the stats I was looking at is GHV 0 for 3 from the free throw line in the first quarter. Clarion-Goldfield-Dows 3 for 4.
Yes,
that was the difference in the
they've
quarter.
definitely left some points there, Aaron. I was just going to say the same thing.
Here's a drive, State for 2, no good, but he is fouled. And now Connor State, who I just mentioned, went 6 of 7 from the free throw line against Forest City. Will have a chance for 2 here.
And probably going to see Parker Burke get more minutes than he normally would for GHV tonight, just to help combat some of that size. Good foul there. Excuse me, they called that on Sloane?
Sloane, yeah.
Okay, they called that on Sloane. I was going to say, if it was Burke, you make him earn it at the line. He's shooting just over 60%. Able to knock down the first one is Connor State.
Second free throw is also good for State. He makes them both here. They've been shooting them really good as of late, and it's now 12-10 in favor of Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. Once again, Sam Wood's got the ball. Wood out to Burke. He's going to try for a 3. It's cash money for Burke. We just talked about it. Burke likes to come in and shoot the 3, and he does there to give GHV the lead.
Averages 2.5 a game, and he got his 3 there here early in the second quarter.
There's a shot, no good. A rebound by Britson. Burke hit a couple of 3s in their first postseason game against Belmont Clemmy. In the corner, Sam Wood will drive baseline. He's got a lane kick out to Banky. Banky doesn't pull the 3. Instead drives in, kicks it out to Wood. Wood doesn't pull the trigger on the 3 very often for GHV. Has made 6 of 34 three-pointers he has shot this year. Britson left wing. Garner Hayfield Ventura by 1, 13-12 with 6:20 to play here in the second quarter. Banky nearly goes out of bounds, gives it to Burke again. No, that one just a bit long. Connor State with the rebound for CGD. GHV with the lead. A lot of letters in this game tonight. 13-12 is the lead for GHV over CGD. 5 minutes to play, second quarter. Harrington left wing.
Garner going to a little bit of a zone look here, kind of in a 2-1-2 zone look, are the Cardinals right now to mix it up against Clarion.
Here's Jackson Carpenter with the basketball on the big Clear Lake logo. We've got a timeout called by CGD. They did not like what they saw. Timeout by CGD, 30-second timeout. We're back in 30 seconds.
Give your home a new look from Instep Flooring of Kanawha. They sell and install top brands of carpet, ceramic, hardwood, laminate, and luxury vinyl materials for your home or business. Support local and visit Instep Flooring today in Kanawha or call 641-762-3688.
Back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. Zero Negastal, Jay Hiscox, high above Clear Lakes Gymnasium this evening. District Championship Basketball. 13-12 is the lead for Garner Hayfield Ventura after a Burke three-point shot moments ago. Parker Burke, 6'2" senior, comes in and gives GHV a little bit of lift and the lead 13-12. We're back to basketball. Carpenter gets a screen from Harrington, left side, now in the corner. It's Olsen to State, kicked back out. Carpenter for 3 in the lead. No, but the rebound to Harrington. Sloane fighting for it. We got a jump ball, and it will stay with CGD. Great job there by Evan Sloane, stopping the two-point basket.
Yeah, I was going to say, good job by Harrington to go up and get that rebound, but then he brought the ball down, and Sloane said, if you're going to bring it down here, I'll take it from you.
Yeah, Sloane did a good job there. Connor State, top of the key, gives the basketball out. Now over to the left side, this is Moore. Moore across to Carpenter to Harrington. Harrington to State, back to Carpenter. Across to Jacob Moore for a 3. It's good.
Yep.
And the foul.
Yep, I saw that over there, and I saw Coach Young's expression as it happened, and he's not even arguing the call. You got to let the player come down, land in his landing spot, and Moore able to knock down the shot from 3 and now go to the free throw line. But good minutes there for Parker Burke coming in to spell Nathan Roberts, who drew 2 early fouls in this one. Burke getting more minutes than what he normally would early in the game, able to come in and play some defense and knock down a big 3.
And a 4-point play, first time we've had one of those on KIOW this year. We had an almost 4-point play last Friday at Dike New Hartford in a Class 2A regional game. We hadn't had a foul on a 3-point shot all year. Now we've had 2 of them in a week here on KIOW. And now a steal for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. So a 3-point lead for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows, and they have the basketball with 4:58 to play in the second quarter. Inside to State. State with the basketball, trying to work on Roberts, who's back in. Evan Sloane's got a steal. GHV trails by 3, 16-13, with 4:41 to play in the second quarter. A 4-point play a moment ago gave them the lead.
Looked like State could have risen up there for a shot, and instead tried to make a pass. Probably not his best decision.
Sloane inside. Sloane stops, gives it back out. Mason Graham will try for a 3. Kaboom!
The lefty from the wing. That's another big 3 from a role player off the bench. Mason Graham ties this one up.
16-16 the score. Mason Graham always coming in the clutch there for GHV. I was at a soccer match last spring when he made the game-winning goal. That was kind of fun. Here's a drive, and a 2-point basket is up, and it is good for Cody Olson, and the lead is back to CGD, 18-16.
Second time we've seen a nice back cut by the Cowboys. This time Carpenter able to find Olson for 2 on the baseline.
Britson has the ball knocked out of his hands to Roberts for a 3. No. Harrington with the rebound for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. That was one of the things we mentioned, you mentioned, was rebounding. Clarion-Goldfield-Dows didn't do probably their best job of rebounding against Forest City, and are doing a better job tonight here against Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. 3:32 to play in the second quarter. Harrington to State. State looking to drive in, kicks it back out to Harrington. Harrington inside the lane. Third block jumper, no. And the rebound is Drew Britson's, in out of the hands of Carpenter for CGD. Inside to Sam Wood for 2. We've got a foul on the floor before then.
That's one of those, as a basketball coach, you wish you had the option of that football coaches have, and you could decline the penalty, because Drew made a nice pass to Sam Wood there for a layup, but the hold.
Yeah.
Tony Halstead saw it about the half-court line, stops that play, and GHV gets the ball on the sideline out of bounds.
3:17 to play, second quarter, across the half-court line. Sam Wood gives it off to Nathan Roberts, right wing. Roberts working on Connor State, now to Sloane. Here is Sam Wood left side, and I don't know what he was seeing. I think he thought Roberts was going to cut inside. He didn't, and CGD nearly had a wide-open steal. Instead, they poke it out of bounds, and it will stay with Garner-Hayfield Ventura, trailing 18-16 with 3:05 to play in the second quarter. It'll be a baseline inbounds from the right side of the backboard for Mason Graham. Graham still looking with the basketball. Couple seconds into the count, gives it off to Sloane left wing. Sloane, free throw line, stops, kicks it out to Sam Wood. Wood drives in. Maybe he should have gone for a shot, try to pass instead, and it's stolen away by CGD.
More with the deflection there. He's got more length than what it looks like when you just look at him, and then you get up close to him and you realize he's about 6'3", 6'4", and all arms and legs.
Harrington right side with the basketball. Stops, picks up his dribble, gives it off to Landon Olson. Landon Olson, top of the key, hands it off to Connor State. State, baseline to Carpenter. Good defense by the Cardinals. Carpenter throws it away. Carpenter throws it away, trying to give it to State. They really didn't know what they wanted to do with the basketball. They were all out of sync, and
yeah,
threw it away.
I think State thought the Carpenter was going to continue towards the rim, and he was going to get himself in position to get an offensive rebound. Not expecting that pass there from Jackson Carpenter. 4th turnover of the game for the Cowboys. GHV with 5 turnovers here in this first half.
18-16 the lead for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. Banky with the basketball. Banky to Britson. Britson top of the key, being guarded by Harrington. Britson trying to create his own space. Backs up near half court, gives it off over to Mason Graham, now on the left wing. Mason Graham up towards the three-point arc. Mason Graham to Sloane. Sloane gets one man to miss at the free throw line, and Carpenter pokes it out of bounds. Good idea by Sloane. If he gets it to Banky, I think Banky squares up for a 3 there, but the pass a little bit off to his left.
I believe Banky's only attempted 1 3. Clarion doing a really good job of identifying where he's at, knowing that he's someone that can light you up from the three-point line. But that opens it up right there. If you're out extended on some of those three-point shooters, GHV's doing a good job of exposing them with dribble drive penetration and then finding the open man cutting to the rim. That time it was Roberts.
Mason Graham with a nice feed to Nathan Roberts for a 2-point basket. We're tied at 18 with 1:40 to play in the second quarter. Connor State has the basketball. State works to the right side. Hands it off to Harrington. Harrington hands it back to Carpenter. Again, they're just playing ring around the rosy with the basketball at the top of the key like they were doing earlier when they threw it away. Connor State, good defense here by GHV once again. 1:20 to play in the second quarter. Harrington from the free throw line drives in. Now third block, has it poked away by
I thought he was out of
Sloane,
bounds.
and Sloane tipped it right into the hands of Connor State, and that was one where GHV wishes he was out of bounds too.
I thought he was out of bounds. I didn't think he made that save, and State ends up being Johnny on the spot. As
right,
Banky comes back, in and out on the layup attempt. It looked like Braden Banky was going to have an easy layup, and the ball does everything but go through the net.
Back the other way, here comes Garner Hayfield-Ventura. 52 seconds to play in the second quarter, now trailing by 2, 20-18. Clarion-Goldfield-Dows has the basketball. Harrington left wing, Harrington hands it off to Carpenter. 42 seconds to play in the quarter. Carpenter top of the key to Connor State. State stops, they wanted to travel, nearly threw it into the backcourt, they don't get it. Here's Carpenter, Carpenter drives in. State now has it poked away by Sloane. 30 seconds to play in the quarter, here comes Sloane, he'll slow up. And he'll hand it to Nathan Roberts. Waited for Roberts to get across the half-court line. Mason Graham for a long three, no good, with 20 seconds to play in the quarter. I believe Coach Young was over across the way saying one shot, and they pulled up with 20 seconds to play in the quarter. 20-18 now the score, and Clarion-Goldfield-Dows has a chance to retake the lead, or take it even further, rather. They lead by 2 with 5 seconds to play in the quarter. A three, no good, as time will expire. No, Sloane is going to get a shot off from near half court, and it doesn't go. Sloane did get a shot off. I didn't think he would, but it is going to be 20-18, a 2-point lead for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. As we head to the locker room, it's been an exciting game with a large crowd. You can probably hear in the background making a lot of noise here at Clear Lake. We'll take a break. We'll come back in 3 minutes. Post-game or pre-game. One of the shows, halftime show, is next here on KIOW.
To our community and a great positive outlook. Hi, I'm Mark Mullins of Hall Realty in Garner. We're the smart choice for buying or selling real estate in the Garner market and surrounding communities. Hall Realty, a familiar name in real estate, we want to be your resource that will help navigate the entire process for your home and commercial real estate needs. Come see Hall Realty. Offices in Garner and Clear Lake. We do real estate right.
Kepin Custom Concrete supports our local athletes. Jake and his crew specialize in concrete work, including footings and foundations, patios, driveways, sidewalks, agricultural shop floors, and grain bins. For all things concrete, it's Kepin's Custom Concrete, 641-590-1746.
The Flower Cart in Britt. Think spring and brighten someone's day with fresh, colorful flower arrangements, blooming plants, candles, diffusers, home decor, and other great gifts. The Flower Cart in Britt says good luck, area teams.
Grow Electric in Lake Mills is proud to support area athletics and proud to serve our new and returning customers. To get started on any electrical project, big or small, call 641-592-8282. Good luck, athletes, from Grow Electric in Lake Mills.
Cattleman's at the Club. Solid, simple, and honest food. Located at the Belmont Country Club. Cooked to perfection roast prime rib of beef, burgers, Alaskan walleye, pasta, Tex-Mex, and steaks. Homemade salad bar with all entrees, plus Sundays, enjoy a 3-meat buffet. Cattleman's at the Club in Belmont.
Missile Insurance and Realty of Forest City. Whether buying or selling a home, Tim Missile and Pat Levick have the market experience to help you follow your dream. Missile Insurance and Realty can help you insure that dream once you find it. Missile Insurance and Realty in Forest City. Call 641-582-3554.
Trollson Auto Parts is your local Napa Auto Parts store and Snow Dog Snowplow dealer located in Britt. For all your auto parts and auto repair needs, stop by or call Dan at Trollson Auto in Britt, 641-843-3865. And check us out online at trollsonauto.com. Go Eagles!
DuraClean by Doug of Lake Mills, your full-service home and office care specialist for deep cleaning of carpet, upholstery and drapes, air duct cleaning, sanitizing, and allergy and asthma relief. It's not clean unless it's DuraClean. Good luck, athletes, from DuraClean by Doug.
Score the best Wi-Fi experience with fast fiber from ComOne. Get up to 1 gigabyte plus local support 24/7 so you can keep streaming your Eagles and Cardinals too. ComOne, the local one, serving Hancock, Wright, and Humboldt County neighborhoods with the most reliable internet, telephone, and digital HD TV. Click ComOneNet.net today.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com as we're at the halftime with Garner Hayfield Ventura and Clarion-Goldfield-Dows District Championship game 20-18. And you had kind of mentioned to me before we kind of got on air that you wouldn't be surprised if it was maybe a little bit more low scoring. I thought maybe we'd see a little bit higher, maybe a 30 to 20, mid-20-ish score here at halftime. A little bit lower the score. And honestly, some of it might have just been first game jitters. We've seen a lot of baskets that probably should have been made and a lot of mistakes here. You talked about earlier almost 10 turnovers by the two teams here in the first half. I mean, just a lot of jitters in the first half.
Well, two really good defensive basketball teams to start off with. And I thought State and Carpenter are the two best players and two best offensive players, too, for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. They weren't at their best in the first half. But then, like I was telling you during halftime, if I tell Coach Young before the game, hey, you're going to go into the half down 2, and Drew Britson and Braden Banky have a combined 2 points, he would have said, well, what happened? You know what I mean? And he would have taken it. So both teams, the leading scorers have kind of been shut down in a way for both teams, but two good offensive basketball teams, but just some jitters early. I thought some turnovers that weren't necessarily forced by either team. But the best player on the court in this first half has been Evan Sloane.
Yeah.
Being in the right place at the right time, offensively, getting putbacks or just making good cuts and finishes, getting offensive rebounds. And then even though he's undersized from a height standpoint, defensively against Harrington and State down low, he's super strong.
Such an athlete.
And he's a great athlete, and he's got really, really good hands and really good anticipation. So he can cause havoc underneath the hoop defensively, getting steals and getting his hands on some basketballs. And he was able to do that. And I thought he was the major difference in this first half to keep Garner Hayfield Ventura in the game, especially when Drew Britson hasn't gotten it going yet offensively from his lead guard position.
Pardon me. And yeah, honestly, Evan Sloane's just an athlete. He's one of those kids that, every school usually has one that honestly, if you were to put him on the wrestling mat for Coach Jenegis, he would have been a great 195, 220-pounder. Obviously, Coach Young, very glad that he's playing basketball and not wrestling, but he would have been a fantastic 195 or 220-pounder for GHV. Just all around, I mean, you stick him wherever you stick him, I mean, he's just an athlete.
Like you said, he's an athlete. Whatever sport he plays or whatever he competes in, he's going to compete at a really high level, and he's going to figure it out. And he's doing that on the basketball court. Like you alluded to it earlier, he was a really good football player, and he's getting it done on the court tonight. And a big part of why GHV is in this game, both teams fairly evenly matched coming into this one. You talked about some of the common opponents that they've had this year, and the evenly matched predictions that a lot of people had in this one are living up to the hype right now after that first half of play.
Let's take a look at our first half scoring. Thanks to all of our great sponsors that make this possible. We really appreciate each and every single one of them. They are the sponsor of today's first half scoring. Let's start first with Garner Hayfield Ventura, which scored 8 points in the first quarter. They scored 10 points in the second quarter to get them to 18 total points. Their 18 points come via this. Evan Sloane has 6 points. He is 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Nathan Roberts has 4 points. He is also 0 for 2 from the free throw line. It was 3 points in the half for Parker Burke and 3 points in the half for Mason Graham. 2 points in the half for Drew Britson. And GHV has 2 3-pointers, 1 out of Mason Graham and 1 out of Burke. Again, the Cardinals went 0 for 4 from the free throw line in the first half. For Clarion-Goldfield-Dows, they look like this. 5 points for Cody Olson, 4 points apiece for Jackson Carpenter, Jacob Moore, and Connor State. 3 points for Harrington, also scoring 20 points for CGD. They scored 10 points in the first quarter, 10 points in the second quarter to have us at an even 20-18 score between these two teams as both the teams make their way back onto the court. Clarion-Goldfield-Dows, though, the other hand, from the free throw line, had an incredible first half from the free throw line. They made 6 of 7 free throws, Clarion-Goldfield-Dows did, in the first half, including Aiden Harrington going 3 of 4. Jacob Moore went 1 of 1. He had that 4-point play, and Connor State went 2 of 2 from the free throw line. So a difference in the game right now is free throws. Clarion-Goldfield-Dows 6 of 7, Garner Hayfield Ventura 0 for 4.
Yeah, big difference. Free throw line has a big factor in games like this, especially tight games, postseason basketball. I know, Zarin, we kind of alluded to it in the pregame. A lot of games postponed tonight. Obviously, Lake Mills and Gredinger, Terrell, Ruthven, Ayrshire. Don't try to say that a bunch in a row. Just call them GTRA. They're going to be playing in Britt tomorrow night for a district championship in Class 1A. A couple of their scores. Here's one for you. The winner of this game will get Roland Story and South Central Calhoun. Roland Story opened it up over South Central Calhoun. They lead 39-13 at the half. They went on a big run.
Surprised about
that.
Very
surprised. I know South Central Calhoun, we saw them as well this summer. They're a good team. They're a young team. They're really, really long. They've got some 6'6 kids, 6'7 kids. Another score of fairly kind of outsider area, but Applington-Parkersburg leads Grundy Center just 28-26. That's a lot closer than what people would have predicted there in that one. Applington-Parkersburg again leads the Spartans 28-26 at the half.
Appleton-Parkersburg barely made it out of Hampton with the district championship last year over Forest City, so a couple of surprises there in the last 2 years for Appleton-Parkersburg when it comes to a district championship. The winner of this game will play on the 26th, which is Saturday, in Fort Dodge against, as you mentioned, the winner of Roland Story and a South Central Calhoun. And I did some, it was kind of interesting to me. So I go by, a lot of my rankings that I use are via Varsity Bound, because there's no good rankings when it comes to the boys. The AP is 100% non-liable, or you shouldn't use it. Don't read into their rankings at all. So I use the Varsity Bound ones, their power index, which are all based on numbers, and there was some big disparities when it came to who was playing who, including, one of the district finals tonight is Boyden Hall and Hall. Boyden Hall and Rock Valley.
Yeah.
That game is a district championship, and via Varsity Bound are really close to each other, both near top 10 teams when it comes to what Varsity Bound has them ranked-wise.
That's kind of Northwest Iowa basketball in Class 2A. It seems like there's always a team that gets left behind. That's probably a state qualifying team.
It is.
Talent-wise.
Yeah, Varsity Bound has Boyden Hall as number 3 and Rock Valley as number 9. They're playing in the district final, not even a sub-state game here this evening as we get back to basketball tonight. And there's a lot of other disparities when it comes to these ones, including this district, as Drew Britson will look for a step-back 3, no good. Rebound to Sloane, right
there
back
he is
at things again.
Evan Sloane.
Here's Wood inside to Roberts. Roberts still with the basketball, kicks it out to Wood. Wood's going to try for a 3. That's no good. And this time a rebound for Connor State. So 2 looks at 3 for GHV in the first 30 seconds or so, and they still trail 20-18, and Clarion-Goldfield-Dows has the basketball. Inside Connor State trying to work on Roberts near the out-of-bounds line to Harrington for 2. Big block, Nathan Roberts.
Nathan Roberts coming in big there. He had to sit for much of the first half with 2 early fouls. That time he takes the assignment of guarding State and then steps off and helps and gets the block shot as Harrington was going to the rim.
Here's Wood to the right side. Wood works back towards half court. 5:52 to play in the third quarter. Sam Wood drives in. Now he gives it off to Banky. No points for Banky in the first half. To Sloane. Sloane kicks it back out to Wood. Wood's going to try for another 3. This time it goes. And Garner Hayfield Ventura is back in the lead as Sam Wood knocks down his first 3 of the game, the third for the Cardinals. They now lead 21-20 with about 6 minutes to play, 6.5 minutes to play, third quarter.
Wood just 6 of 34 on the year from three-point range and comes up with a huge one there, as that is a foul on
Nathan Roberts, his
Nathan
third.
Roberts, his third. That's unfortunate for the Cardinals. We'll see what Coach Young does.
Going to leave him for now.
He's going to roll the dice here.
If he gets a 4th win of the third quarter, I would assume Nathan Roberts will be an immediate to the bench. Connor State is going to come out here for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows, so a little bit of an advantage for GHV. Maybe they're going to have both Sloane and Roberts in with Connor State at the bench with 6:22 to play here in the third quarter. Basketball in the hands of CGD. Carpenter will drive in looking for 2. No good on his shot. Harrington, the follow-up, loses the basketball, picked up by Britson. Britson outlets to Banky. Banky across the line will wait for his teammates. Sam Wood will drive baseline. Wood kicks it to Roberts. Roberts for 2. It's good, and GHV leads by the largest margin of 3.
GHV comes out of the break, firing on all cylinders, is able to get some stops and then some conversions on the offensive end. Looks like Connor State just had a quick conversation with his coach, and he's going to check right back in, as is Parker Burke for the Cardinals.
I think Coach Burning realized quickly that he needs to have Connor State in, especially when Sloane and Roberts are still in. Sloane's got a steal, near steal, ball's on the floor. Carpenter's got it. I rushed the gun there, and a three for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. Wow. It goes from an almost steal for Evan Sloane to a three-point basket for Cale Chase. He was
3 of 10 on the year from three, and Chase hits the biggest shot of the game thus far for the Cowboys.
Sam Wood tried to answer with a three. That's no good. And the rebound will come the other way, and it's a tie game, 23-23 with 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Harrington baseline drive looking for the lead. He might have traveled. He must have kept his hand there, and a foul is going to be called on Roberts. That's his fourth.
Wow. Big momentum changer there as Robert picks up his fourth. It looked initially like Harrington may have traveled, but he did a good job. It almost looked like his knee buckled there in a way. Did a good job of coming to a jump stop, keeping his pivot foot on the ground. And now he's going to the line, and Roberts has got 4.
Yeah. So I think Burke was actually going to come in for somebody else, but now I think it's being switched. Harrington's first free throw is no good. Remember, Harrington, who only shoots about 50% from the free throw line, went 3 of 4 in the first half, pardon me. And now we've got a timeout on the court. 23-23, full timeout. We'll come back in 1 minute here on KIOW.
Thought of nicer weather has roofing on your mind? Think no further than Jagger & Associates in Titonka. Up to 130-mile-per-hour winds. Call today at 515-320-1635.
The 3M Distribution Center of Forest City. The team at 3M wishes our area athletes good luck and good health this season. Like any good team, working together brings out great results on the field or in the warehouse. The 3M Distribution Center of Forest City.
Welcome back here on KIOW. We're just talking about it. What a momentum swing. GHV comes out, scores the first 5 points of the game, leads by 3. A near steal for Evan Sloane, which would have given GHV a chance to go 7-0 in the quarter.
They would have had a run out for a layup,
yeah. Lead by 5. Instead, a kid that shot 10 threes all year and made 3 of them cans one like you mentioned.
I tell you, every coach thinks that it always happens to me on the scouting report. You got 2 or 3 kids that are kind of at the lower end of the scouting report as far as you got 4 or 5 kids above them that you're primarily focusing in on. And it always seems like it's a couple of those other guys that hit those gigantic threes.
Yeah.
Sam Wood hit one for GHV, and then Cale Chase answers for the for the Cowboys.
Harrington nails the free throw to give Clarion-Goldfield-Dows the lead, and a reach-in foul is going to be called. Again, another run-out where GHV would have scored. Instead, it's a reach-in foul by Clarion-Goldfield-Dows before he gets to the rim, and it'll be a foul on Jacob Moore. That's his first team foul of the half for
Clarion. Showed a little bit of full-court pressure there coming out of that timeout.
Burke back into the game. He's got a 3 in this contest already. Sloane top of the key, left side, Sam Wood. Nathan Roberts on the bench with 4. We probably won't see him till the fourth quarter. Beautiful feed to Sloane for 2.
One thing that Burke being in the game does is that draws State away from the basket, because Burke is primarily, his focus is to spot up, space the court around the three-point line. That brings State away from the basket, allows for cutters and rollers to the rim. That time Sloane and Banky hook up on the pick and roll.
Carpenter for 3, no. Rebound, good box out there by Burke, and a reach-in foul. Great box out by Parker Burke. That was all set up by the senior. He fundamentally gets his backside into the defender. The defender reaches in and gets called for a foul.
Especially with Harrington, we've seen his athletic ability and his leaping ability. He can get off the floor and get off the floor quickly, and to negate that, you've got to get a body into him and box out fundamental basketball. That time, Parker Burke coming up with a big fundamental basketball play.
4 minutes to play in the third quarter, and now Clarion-Goldfield-Dows has a steal after GHV had a chance to extend their lead. Clarion-Goldfield-Dows has a chance to take the lead back. GHV leads 25-24 with 4 minutes to play in the third. Jacob Moore inside. Good decision to not throw that pass. It would have been picked off. Here's Carpenter left wing. Clarion-Goldfield-Dows, white jerseys, red numbers. Drive. Carpenter, State for 2. No. And the rebound is picked up by Sloane. Sloane on a run out for GHV across the half-court line will slow up and try to get the ball to one of his ball handlers. He will. Banky wide open for 3 in the corner. It's no good. And a long rebound will end up in the hands of Connor State. for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. Here's Chase again. Chase for two. Charge.
Now you could see that one coming a mile away there as Sloane was set up and did a good job of getting positioning, seeing that Chase was going to put his head down, try to get to the rim. Evan Sloane draws the charge, and it's been a frustrating night for Connor State as he's had a lot of good looks around the rim, and basket's just not falling for him. Timeout Clarion.
Timeout Clarion. It's a full. We'll take a minute. GHV leads by 1, 25-24. Back in a minute.
Do It Best Hardware in Britt. Get thousands of handy items like Traeger grills, WeatherTech products, housewares, tools, plumbing, electrical, and building materials. For all your painting projects, choose Valspar Pristine, Medallion, and Integrity paints. We do custom matching from any color. Get ready for spring at Swenson's Do It Best Hardware in Britt, serving North Iowa for over 40 years.
At Lake Mills Physical Therapy, we strive to keep our athletes in the game. Don't let your injury sideline you from getting back to your life dreams and goals. Call 641-592-3500 to schedule your appointment today. Lake Mills Physical Therapy is a proud supporter of area athletes.
Baukelman Grain Equipment has been in the grain handling business in Britt for over 50 years. Call Paul at 843-3734 today for more information on grain bins and shivers drying equipment. Baukelman Grain Equipment in Britt, the grain drying specialists.
Welcome back here live at KIOW.com. We have 3 minutes and 32 seconds to play in the third quarter. GHV has the lead and the basketball. Sam Wood brings it across the line for the Cardinals in all black. Wood, a lot of pressure on him, and a foul is going to be called. There was a lot of contact there by Carpenter. And
initially, Carpenter was good pressuring up on Wood there, but it was when he came in with that left hand and reached in, kind of caught him. And a lot of times, even if you don't catch him, the referee may have an angle where it looks like you do. You got to play defense with your feet.
And as you mentioned, Clarion is okay. Here's a drive from Mason Graham, has a ball swatted out of bounds. As you mentioned, the depth from Clarion-Goldfield-Dows, they have nobody in foul trouble. They played 10 guys tonight, but they have committed 4 already here as a team in the second half, and they put GHV at the line early in the
GHV just
fourth.
doing a much better job offensively of moving without the basketball.
Baseline inbounds to Britson, out of bounds, last touched by Clarion-Goldfield-Dows, and the Cowboys very upset. They thought that Carpenter threw it off of Britson.
Both players were making their case there, and
it's close. It's one of those that you'd probably have to go to replay in college.
Who knows?
You can't fault the high school referees don't have access to replay. That's one of those that would have been under a 2-minute replay for sure in the college game. So it's just what you saw as an official, you got to go with it, and that's exactly what the officials did. Wood left wing with the basketball, brings it back out for GHV, who leads 25-24, and 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Wood gets a man to miss, and a beautiful shot there by Sam Wood. He's got 5 for the Cardinals, and they lead by 3 once again.
Good jump stop, good ball fake, and then lets the defender fly by, and Wood able to finish in the lane. One thing that GHV has been able to do, Clarion-Goldfield-Dows has not been able to do, is finish in the lane.
Inside to State, being guarded there by Sloane. State for 2, and a charge is going to be called. Oh.
They called the bucket good.
Well, the official underneath the basket was getting ready to call an offensive foul, while the official away from the ball called a defensive foul. Yeah, see exactly. Mason Graham went up to the official that was ready to call an offensive foul and said, hey, you were saying an offensive foul. The official from behind said, no, it's going to be a basket and a foul. So little disparity by the officials.
As a coach, I'm not criticizing any officials. I never do. I never will. These guys are great out here.
You just don't want them to turn against you when it comes to next season.
It did look like there was two guys going with a different call there, and one guy overruled the other.
Which I don't mind. I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's their decision. Just I wish maybe there was a conversation. Shot no good by State on the free throw. I wish they would have had a conversation about it. There was no conversation. Here's Britson. Kicks it back out to Sloane. Sloane thought about a 3, doesn't pull the trigger. Sloane drives in, kicks it back to Britson at the 10-foot volleyball line, 27-26, 2:24 to play, and we've got a foul called on Harrington. Again, Clarion-Goldfield-Dows racking up team fouls.
Yeah, reaching in there, and the amazing things there, and is GHV is doing this. They got a 1-point lead with under 3 to go in the third quarter, and Drew Britson has just 2 points.
Yeah.
That's the third foul on Aiden Harrington, and he's the guy that's doing a terrific job shutting down Britson right now.
Burke in the basketball game's got it left wing. Burke cans it off to Sloane, trying to go to Sloane. Carpenter's got a steal, and for 2 he scores. Clarion-Goldfield-Dows back in the lead by 1.
Got numbers coming the other way, though, does GHV. Looks like now they're going to pull it up.
28-27, Clarion lie 1, and now another steal for CGD. So back-to-back turnovers for the Cardinals. 1:56 to play in the third quarter. Clarion-Goldfield-Dows trying to extend their lead. GHV has never been able to get it more than 3. They led by 3 twice. To the right side, Carpenter. Carpenter, top of the key. Free throw line to Harrington. Harrington gives it back to, that is Olsen, Cody Olsen. Hands it off to Moore. Carpenter, left wing, Harrington. Harrington back to Carpenter. Good defense by the Cardinals. No looks here for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. And that was a near travel, but he got rid of the basketball. Cody Olsen has it for CGD. Back to Carpenter. 1:20 to play third quarter. Carpenter drives for 2, no good on his shot. Moore the rebound, shot no good. And a rebound this time for Britson. Britson on a run out, feeds to Wood for 2, it's good. Sam Wood has 7 points.
Sam Wood has been the guy.
Quarter.
He's been that other role player to step up and help with the scoring for the Cardinals.
29-28, a 1-point lead for GHV with 55 seconds to play in the third. Basketball in the hands of Olsen to State at the free throw line. State back to Moore. Moore drives in, he loses it. It's a steal by
There he is
Wood.
again, Sam Wood.
Sam Wood to the rim. No good, but a foul is called, and Wood will have 2 free throws. The senior, Sam Wood, shoots 38% from the field this year. Hasn't been a big scorer for GHV, only 96 points on the season, but has 7 in this quarter alone and a chance to add on to it at the free throw line.
I tell you what, there's something to be said about seniors that are kind of facing that possible last game. And I know Britson and Benke lead GHV, and they're underclassmen. They'll be coming back next year. And myself and a bunch of other coaches got to worry about them next year again, unfortunately. But there's something about being a senior, having your back against the wall, and it's win or go home type of thing. And it's been 2 seniors tonight, Sam Wood and Evan Sloane, who have really led the way for GHV in this one to keep it tight with the Cowboys.
GHV has not been good from the free throw line tonight. A team that shoots nearly 60% has missed every free throw they have shot. GHV is 0 for 6 from the free throw line in this game, but they have a 1-point lead, 29-28, with 33 seconds to play in the third quarter. That's a huge 6 points that GHV is missing from the charity stripe. Inside State for 2. No, he throws it away. Connor State, I thought was going to go up and try to absorb the contact, get to the free throw line where he shoots very well. Instead, he throws it away, and it's GHV basketball.
You nailed it, Zarin. I think just the fact that he hasn't had a high-scoring night and has missed a couple bunnies, that's why he kicked it out. Normally, you'd see him go up and try to go through that contact and at least get to the line. That time, he makes an errant pass, and GHV looks like they could end the quarter with the last shot.
GHV is only led by 3. They've done it twice in this game. They lead by 1 right now and have the basketball. It'll be Clarion-Goldfield-Dows basketball to start the fourth unless we have a jump ball in the next 7 seconds. Britson stops, kicks it out to Burke. Burke, they got to get a shot up. Mason Graham to the rim for 2. No, GHV has about 18 seconds, doesn't get a good look. But they will lead by 1. It's GHV 29, Clarion-Goldfield-Dows 28. Fourth quarter is 1 minute away.
In Forest City, A&W has delicious burgers, cheese curds, onion rings, chicken tenders, and more available daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Finish your meal with a tasty root beer float, shake, polar swirl, or soft serve ice cream. A&W, where the food is as good as the root beer. Highway 69 North in Forest City.
Hi, I'm Dave Zroslik, president of Stellar Industries. Stellar reflects the values of small-town living: honesty, integrity, kindness, and caring. Employee-owned with locations in Garner and Kanawha, Stellar is a proud supporter of the GHV Cardinals and West Hancock Eagles. Log on to StellarIndustries.com to learn more about Stellar and how you can become part of our family.
Single Stat Hardware in Lake Mills has American-made Whirlpool, Maytag, and Amana appliances to make your life easier. For appliances with the best in innovation, quality, dependability, and free delivery. See Single Stat Hardware, your do-it-best store at 202 North Washington in Lake Mills, or at singlestathardware.com.
Back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. Garner-Hayfield-Ventura is 8 minutes away from their first sub-state game since 2017-2018. The 2018 year, they lost to Appleton-Parkersburg in the sub-state final. Their last win in the sub-state final, 2017, when they went to state after beating CGD in the district final. We're in that same spot right now.
That was when they had Mr. Betts, I believe, right?
Indeed. Harrington for 2, count the basket and the foul. And now Harrington just pushed Evan Sloane.
He was backing up, and Sloane was standing there. There was no push. Harrington was celebrating with some of his teammates and backing up, and Sloane was right there.
Evan Sloane will pick up the foul. That's his. No, pardon me. The foul goes against Mason Graham, his first. 4th team foul in the half, but either way, it's a CGD lead by 1, and possibly 2 if Harrington makes the free throw. It's no good, and Britson has the rebound.
What do you say that quarter was, 11-8? That was the first quarter that GHV had won?
11-8 GHV, they win the first quarter. Britson for 2, no good. Little scoop layup doesn't go. A 1-point lead for CGD, and they have the basketball. Left side, Moore. Moore to State, back to Carpenter. Carpenter, free throw line for 2, good.
Clarion crowd coming alive now as Jackson Carpenter hits a jumper. He's one that's kind of struggled in this game offensively with his shot. A big one there to answer as they go up 3. Timeout, Coach Young and the Cardinals.
7:16 to play here in the 4th quarter, and as you could probably hear outside of us, it is loud in here in Clear Lake. 2 schools with big followings tonight. 32-29 is the lead for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows over Garner-Hayfield-Ventura. If you're GHV, you got to score here. I mean, it's not crucial to score here, but momentum-wise, you don't want Clarion to get any further. You don't have to make a comeback.
Yeah, they've been doing a really good job of spreading the court and knowing that Britson has got a guy locked in. Whoever's got Britson is not playing any help defense whatsoever, but they've been doing a really good job of getting dribble drive penetration and then getting cutters to the rim and finishing at the rim. So I look for them to spread the court, try to get a good look for one of their cutters on the outside, and maybe draw something up to free up Banky for a 3 or Britson for a good look. It's easier said than done, though, when you've got a 6'3 kid guarding Banky and a 6'4 kid guarding Britson as they switch there on this underneath out of bounds.
Banky open 3, no, and the rebound goes to Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. CGD fans wanted a foul.
Harrington tried to. The fans they bought the sell job that Harrington was trying to put onto the referees there, and Banky unfortunately not able to come up with a big 3.
Wow, great job. Good hands by Sam Wood. That might have been an easy 2 for Harrington if he gets that pass, but Sam Wood deflects it out of bounds. 6:57 to play in the 4th, 32-39. Inbound pass will come to Harrington. Inside to State. State for 2, no good on his shot. Rebound goes to GHV and Britson. They trail 32-29 with 6 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the 4th. Britson trying to get going in this game. Instead, it's going to be Roberts for a 3 off the mark. Rebound Harrington.
Harrington can get off the ground. Good look there by Nathan Roberts as Britson was able to get some dribble drive penetration. Found Roberts on the left wing for an open 3, unable to convert.
State at the free throw line with the basketball. State gives it off to Cody Olson. Olson drives in, stops with the basketball. Olson trying to get rid of it, does to Connor State. Free throw line, State bobbles. Harrington, free throw line jumper now no good. Britson with the rebound, still a 3-point game, 32-29.
Got a lane here. Oh.
Is fouled.
Going to be the 7th on the Cowboys, I believe. And so Britson will go to the free throw line, shoot 1-1.
And GHV has missed every free throw in the game they've shot so far.
But
Drew Britson has not shot.
He's the guy you want shooting free throws if you're Coach Young. Drew Britson, a terrific shooter. I fully expect him to step up to the line and knock down a couple free ones.
Foul for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows on Moore, his 2nd. And Drew Britson and the Cardinals are shooting free throws for the rest of the game. And Britson will set up to the line now. First free throw is good. Britson, you know a shooter knows his shot. Britson thought he was going to miss. He started running after it.
Well, and this is something with Drew not only having 2 points, he scored very early in this game. This is something that may get him going offensively, to see a couple going in at the free throw line, get him back in that groove from a shooting perspective.
Second free throw goes, so GHV back to within 1, 32-31. We have been within 3 to 4 points all night long, these two teams. 32-31 right now. Inside, 2-point basket, no good. Rebound is Britson, and a foul. Britson's going back to the line. Huge for GHV.
Yeah.
Britson gets the rebound. That's the big thing about Drew Britson. A lot of guards of Drew Britson's skill don't get a lot of rebounds. Drew Britson, 120 rebounds coming into this game.
Yeah, he rebounds really well for his size, and that time he did a good job of walling up, making it a difficult look for Carpenter. I'm sure Carpenter would tell you he should have made that one, but then he boxes out, gets the rebound, catches a foul as Carpenter's going by, and now he's back to the line for a couple more free ones.
And the free throw goes. 3 straight free throws by Drew Britson has this game tied 32-32 with 6:58 to play in the fourth quarter. One more free throw for Britson. Can he go perfect 4 for 4 and get GHV the lead?
Short.
No. Rebound, Connor State. We're tied 32-32.
So if you're Coach Bernie and company, whatever your best set is right now, you need a good look.
Basket.
You need to run it right now.
Moore with the basketball off the State.
Gonna go a little dribble weave.
Harrington right side. Harrington gives it off to Olsen. Olsen to Carpenter. Carpenter back to Connor State. Here's Olsen. Olsen free throw line. Still with the basketball. The Carpenter right wing. Now to State, top of the key. Connor State to Olsen. Olsen can knock down the 3. State, top of the key. Hands it off to Harrington, left wing. 6:20 to play. Harrington for 2. He's fouled. And Drew Britson will be called for the foul from behind. And Harrington will go back to the free throw line where he had the first half. He was quite good, but has struggled a little bit here in the third quarter, going 1 of 3.
Kind of come back down to his averages. He's just a 51.4% free throw shooter on the year.
First free throw, Harrington is good. Harrington started off the game by going 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Now he's gone 2 for 2 in his last 4. He'll get one more to try to give Clarion-Goldfield-Dows a lead by 2. It's 33-32. Second free throw good. 34-32. A 2-point lead for the Cowboys. It's Garner Hayfield Ventura basketball. Mason Graham gets a screen from Roberts. He's back in playing with 4 fouls. Graham has to get rid of it. Does to Britson. Britson, again, has had a slow offensive night for GHV. There's a 2. Tough one.
Tough
no
shot.
Good. Roberts, the
great rebound. Great rebound there by Nathan Roberts as Harrington forced Britson into a really tough fadeaway baseline 15-footer, and Roberts comes up with the offensive rebound putback to tie this one up.
Carpenter drives in. Carpenter has it nearly taken away. Harrington gets a bounce pass. A bounce off a body pass, I should say, as it ping-ponged around a couple of players. Ended up at Harrington at the free throw line, and now to Moore. Britson goes for a steal, what he's really good at. Doesn't get it. Harrington at the top of the key. Harrington back to State. State hands it off to Olsen. It's tied game 34-34 with 4:20 to play in the fourth quarter. Olsen for 2, good. Olsen's first bucket of the second half. And it's 36-34, a 2-point lead for CGD. 4 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Banky for 2.
We'll say it's on the floor. He'll be shooting 1 and 1, I believe.
Yeah, on the floor foul, and Banky will go to the free throw line for a 1 and 1.
What a game, Zarin.
Oh,
both
man.
teams haven't stretched it out more than 3 or 4 points.
That's 4 on Harrington. Harrington just picked up his 4th. That's huge.
Chase going to come into the game now for the senior Aiden Harrington. That's a big 4th foul.
So 2 guys, Roberts with 4 for GHV, Harrington with 4 for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows.
Coach Young rolling the dice, keeping Roberts in there, put Roberts in to start this quarter.
I think you almost have to.
Yeah.
You need the body of Roberts inside. Banky free throw, good.
And right now, usually as a coach, you say it's all about executing your sets offensively, and then it comes down to shot making. Basketball is a shot making game, but I would say right now it comes down to finishing the defensive possession by securing a rebound. We've seen a lot of offensive rebound putbacks by both teams after some great defensive rotations and a great defensive set, only to be let down by not ending that defensive possession with a defensive rebound.
36-36, Carpenter nearly loses it. It's poked out of bounds by Banky and stays with Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. After Garner Hayfield Ventura missed their first 6 free throws, they have made 5 straight now, and are now 5 of 11 from the free throw line in this game, which is pretty close to their average. 36-36 our score. Here's a drive by Moore. Second block, Moore kicks it out to Carpenter, top of the key, being guarded by Britson.
I want to get State a post touch here, especially with Roberts guarding him.
In and out shot, no good, and GHV with a chance to have the lead. Britson, top of the key, 36-36. GHV basketball. Here's Roberts to Banky. Banky, can Banky or Britson get going here for GHV with 3:20 to play in the fourth quarter? Will GHV's experience in big games prove vital at the end of this one? Clarion has had some big games not to go their way this year. Britson for a three. No. Rebound Sloane.
Again, not finishing the defensive possession, going to lead to almost big three there.
Wow, GHV needs some of these threes to go. They miss a three with both Banky and with Britson, and we got a timeout on the floor. 1 minute timeout, we'll come back. It's 36-36 with 3 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. 1 minute.
Hi, I'm Cameron, and I play for the West Hancock Eagles. My grandpa Bill at the Cowboy Shop has been dressing Eagle fans for over 50 years. Get a great deal on men's, women's, and children's West Hancock shirts, hats, hoodies, and coats. Plus, Vikings and Packers gear, Iowa State, Iowa, and UNI apparel, as well as Skechers footwear. Shop the Cowboy Shop, downtown Britt.
The Farmers Co-op Association of Forest City, Leland and Buffalo Center, Iowa, and Keister and Winnebago, Minnesota, wishes our athletes good luck. See the Farmers Co-op for all your feed, seed, chemical, and fuel needs. Serving the area since 1916. The Farmers Co-op Association.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. With you. Thanks for joining us, whether you're joining us on the video stream or joining us on KIOW, our worldwide audio stream at KIOW.com, or you can say, hey Alexa, play Mix 107.3, and boom, she will play it for you. Hopefully. Sometimes mine decides
I tell you, Zarin, I'm glad I came over to this one again. Great basketball game, two really good defensive teams as Britson tries to get a cheap one there. Carpenter brings it up here with just under 3 minutes to go in a tie ball game.
This game may come down to last possession wins, 36-36 right now. Here's a drive, State looking for a basket, and we've got a foul on the floor against GHV.
Good call, it was on the floor before he was going up with it, going to be a baseline out of bounds.
Yeah, on the floor. If it's against Roberts, he's gone. No, it's against Evan Sloane, his second. Scoreboard says third, but they messed up earlier and put one on there. I believe he only has 2 fouls. Wide open three on the inbound pass. Olsen.
Big shot. They lost Olsen hiding in the corner there, the opposite corner of the baseline out of bounds, and he drills a big time baseline three with 2.5 minutes to go in this one.
Now Britson. Answer no. And a rebound for Cody Olsen, 39-36, a lead for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. Fans are on their feet. Still 2 minutes to play. A lot of basketball to be played in this game, but Garner-Hayfield Ventura needs a stop. State loses out of bounds. It's GHV ball with 2:17 to play in the fourth quarter.
Really good look, just not great execution there as State was rolling alone on that weak side. They cleared it out with Carpenter and State. Carpenter picked up a screen and just unable to deliver an accurate pass to State, rolling down the lane for 2.
Coach Jake Young, who lives and breathes Garner-Hayfield Ventura basketball. That guy, he's one of the good coaches in our conference in the area. Here's Roberts for 2, talking to his team, and Roberts drives and scores. Roberts has 6 in this half.
Roberts sees the lane and takes it down the lane with his left hand. Great finish and great answer for the senior.
39-38 now, a 1-point game for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows, and they have the basketball after a Cody Olsen 3. Britson has a steal. Britson, he's 1-on-2. Britson to the rim. Has his shot blocked by Harrington. Ball's loose out of bounds off of Sloane. It's CGD basketball. That's a tough play for Harrington. He has 4 fouls. He still went for the block.
Yeah, and Harrington, like we've talked about it, his athleticism and length came into play there as Britson came up with a monster steal as he was able to pickpocket Carpenter, but Harrington with the big defensive play.
1:30 to play in the game, and another steal for GHV. This time it's Banky. Banky to the rim. For 2, he scores, and GHV has the lead.
Back-to-back turnovers for the Cowboys. They dodged the bullet on the first one. That time, Banky makes him pay, and the Cardinals take the lead with a minute to go.
1 minute to play in the district championship, and it's a 1-point lead for GHV. GHV crowd making noise. Harrington for 2 scores.
Wow.
Harrington scores, and now GHV trails by 1. 41-40, and a timeout's going to be called by GHV. full timeout. I think everybody needs to take a deep breath. 56 seconds to play in the game. Clarion-Goldfield-Dows 41, Garner-Hayfield-Ventura 40. We come back in 30 seconds.
At Winnebago Mutual Insurance Association in Lake Mills, you get the coverage you know you need from the people you know will be there for you when you need them most. Trusted tomorrow with Winnebago Mutual, your local Grinnell Mutual Insurance provider.
Welcome back here on KIOW. Well, Mr. Coach, not to put you in an awkward spot with Coach Young later, but 41-40, your team trails by 1. You have the ball, 56 seconds left. What are we doing?
You're calling your best set right now. I think they're going to space the court. They've done that all night long and done a good job of spacing and finding shooters or finding cutters or driving lanes.
Yeah.
You saw Roberts on the last possession that they scored on. He was able to find a driving lane down the left side and get to the rim relatively easy. So you go early just because if you try to run clock and try to get the last second shot, there's a chance you might. It's hard to run clock for 56 seconds, so you may turn it over. So you're going to try to get your best look early and then rely on your defense to get a stop.
The crowd is loud. GHV has inbounded the basketball. GHV trails by 1, but they have the ball. Sam Wood to Roberts. Roberts looking to drive. Roberts for 2. Count the basket and the foul.
Wow.
Count the basket and the foul. GHV by 1.
GHV by 1, potentially 2. Great set out of bounds by Coach Young as they use Britson as a decoy there, run him off of a fake ball screen. Seeing that Roberts' previous possession drove down the left side, was able to finish. That time he fakes the dribble handoff to
it was
Britson.
Yep. Did you see his mouth move?
Yep.
Britson said something to Nathan Roberts like, here, give me the ball back or something like that. He did his decoy verbally as well.
And then he was able to finish through the contact.
No good on the free throw. It's a 1-point lead for GHV. 42-41 with 43 seconds left in the game.
Going to have another timeout here, Zarin. Coach Jason Burning going to take a timeout. He's got one left now. Going to be a full timeout for the Cowboys.
We're going to keep it here. 42-41, 40 seconds to play. Now we'll flip scripts. Again, Coach, your team trails by 1. You're in Jason Burning's huddle first. Before you tell me what you're going to do, this is an inexperienced and big game Clarion-Goldfield-Dows team. What do you do to win this game?
You know, and the hard part there, Zarin, is your point guard, your guy that runs the show, Jackson Carpenter. He's kind of struggled offensively in this one to find his groove and find his shot. But I believe State's got to have some sort of paint touch there, because if he does, more than likely he's going to draw 2. And if he makes a move quick enough, he's got a size advantage to finish at the rim or finish at the foul line. If they do send 2 guys at him, he's a smart enough basketball player where he should be able to find the open man on the wing for a shot or an open cutter coming to the rim. But I want to go back to that play call by GHV. That was a beautifully designed play. I'm going to have to steal that one or put it on the scouting report. But Britson, you know, he's had to work for everything he had tonight.
Roberts.
And Roberts has really stepped up, and they kind of play off of what they just did the previous possession, knowing that he could get to his left hand and finish. And I know they liked that matchup that they had. That time he's able to use Britson as a decoy, get to his left hand, and finish through the contact. But one more big defensive possession coming up here for the Cardinals.
Roberts has 8 in the second half. He averages less than 10 for GHV on the year. He has 8 in the second half. GHV leads 42-41. Basketball in the hands of Olsen.
There's that post look
they're
there.
looking inside for State. State with it, second block. Back to 20 seconds to play. Here's Carpenter with it, 42-41. Carpenter inside the State. State, turnaround jumper, loses the basketball. GHV's got it. GHV's got it. Evan Sloane will go to the free throw line. GHV by 1 with 16 seconds to play in the game. GHV.
I didn't see who got the dig there, but somebody did a really good job of digging down on State as they dumped it into him for the second time. He kicked it out the first post look. That time they dump it into him. Somebody gets a good dig, gets a hand on the ball, and it's going to be a 30-second timeout for the Cardinals. Will keep it here, I would imagine. And Evan Sloane going to the free throw line for 2 big free throws.
That's the 10th team foul against CGD in the half. So it'll be 2 free throws for Evan Sloane, who is 0 for 2 in the game. If he makes 1, it's a 2-point game. If he makes 2, it's a full 1-possession game as GHV 42-41. They are 16 seconds away from their first appearance in a sub-state game since 2018.
Both teams with 1 timeout here. And the one thing that the advantage that Clarion had coming into this game is State and his size, and they have not been able to exploit that, whether it be State finishing at the rim, and his teammates haven't been able to get going, hitting shots like they did against Forest City.
Yeah.
Really, Forest City did the same thing against State. They were doubling down, making other guys beat them, and on that night, Clarion, the other guys hit some big-time shots. This time they have not.
First free throw is off the bank and in for Sloane. It's a 2-point game. That's a big free throw there for GHV, because now if State gets a 2 at the buzzer or something like that, we're only tied and it's no lead for.
Yeah, big free throw coming up here. But
now this is the biggest shot of the game right here for Evan Sloane. He can make it a full 3-point game. We talked about it. Not a very good 3-point, or a team that doesn't shoot a lot of 3-pointers in Clarion-Goldfield-Dows.
And they have not shot it real well tonight.
Free throw, no good. It's a 2-point lead, 16 seconds to go. Timeout called by Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. It has to be a 30. 15.2 to play. Now, you're a team that doesn't shoot a lot of threes, but can make them. Do you win the game here with a 3, or do you go to your guy inside for Connor State?
I'm trying to get to the rim. I know they haven't had great players, but I want Carpenter or State to have this final shot. Your two best players, your 2 seniors.
Inside 2.
And they both got good, Carpenter's a big kid for a point guard, and State's got really good length, so I would like to get them going to the rim. Maybe you draw a foul, maybe you get an offensive rebound put back, and at that point, it's who knows? Offensive rebounds, sometimes those get kicked out for 3, but I'm trying to get something at the rim. They got plenty of time, 15 seconds. It'll be interesting to see what GHV does, if they continue to pack it in the paint as they have all night, or if they get out on the shooters. If they do, afraid, not wanting to give up a 3, then they open it up for possibly giving up an easy one inside.
Also to note, Clarion has to go the full length of the court with no timeouts.
0 timeouts. That's a
full
big
length
factor.
of the court for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. No timeouts. They have to go now. Carpenter's got it across the half-court line. Carpenter, left wing. Carpenter with the basketball, picks up his dribble. Olsen, 7 seconds to play in the game to Carpenter. Carpenter, back to Olsen. 3 seconds to play. Olsen for the win! No! It's over! Wow. It's over! Garner Hayfield Ventura has done it! GHV is the district champion and is heading back to the sub-state game for the first time since 2018. A miracle season for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows comes up short here in the district final as they fall 43-41. GHV, they got a look. They wanted Cody Olsen open for a 3 left side. No good, and who else than the big senior, Evan Sloane, securing rebound, and GHV is back to the sub-state.
What a look, what a game, first off. Credit to GHV, came in, executed terrifically their game plan. Clarion gets a great look by one of their better shooters from 3. Couldn't ask for a better look, you're wide open. I think it was kind of off of a broken play of what they wanted to do initially, and not able to come up with the big shot. Terrific season to Clarion and Coach Burning, 19 wins, I believe, this year.
Yeah.
Set a school record for wins, so terrific year for them. But GHV gets it done behind their 3 seniors who had big, big nights in contributing to this win.
First conference championship for Clarion-Goldfield-Dows in 60 years. 19 wins for the first time in school history, but it comes short of their goal of reaching Wells Fargo Arena. And GHV is back to the sub-state final, where they were more than likely to get Roland Story. They had a huge lead at halftime. We'll talk more about that, and we'll talk about it. We will have that game for you, of course, on Saturday right here on KIOW from Fort Dodge Senior High School. First, we got to go to the station for a break. We will come back in 3 minutes to talk about this one. A lot of things to discuss. GHV, district champions with a 43-41 win over Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. We're back in 3 minutes.
Association in Garner since 1930. Whether it's tires or
Roberts
service for your
8.
vehicles and big farm equipment, or your diesel barrel filled with Cenex Premium Field Master Fuel, see Hancock County Co-op Oil, Highway 18 West in Garner. Call 800-924-COOP. NSB Bank wishes all athletes good luck in postseason. For the latest financial products and services with a community touch by local decision makers, stop into your NSB branch location in Titanca, Forest City, Thompson, Mason City, or Northwood. NSB Bank, we're here for you. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Kirschbaum Electrical and Plumbing of Lake Mills has over 20 years experience in electrical, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning work, residential and light commercial installation and repair work. Give them a call at 641-592-8831 today. Good luck to the Lake Mills Bulldogs from Kirschbaum Electrical and Plumbing of Lake Mills.
McCluskey Appliance, for the best quality, selection, and prices on American-made Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Genair appliances. There's only one name to know, McCluskey Appliance. See them in Mason City or Garner and get free delivery and great service after the sale.
FCIS Insurance is proud to support our local athletes throughout the year. Let FCIS be your partner, not just your agent, helping you with all your insurance needs. With multiple carriers, we can get you the best coverage for the best price. Call us today at 800-331-1520. Good luck, Indians, from FCIS Insurance.
Forest City Family Dentistry downtown on J Street. Dr. Layla can now place crowns in one visit. No clumsy temporary or return appointment needed. Also ask us about replacing missing teeth with affordable dental implants. Visit the place that puts a smile on your face. Forest City Family Dentistry. Call 585-4636. Farmers Trust and Savings Bank, your hometown community bank, offering expertise in ag and commercial lending with digital banking products to fit all of your financial needs. Contact us today in Buffalo Center, Lakota, Britt, Lake Mills, and Bryceland. Member FDIC.
Ewing Funeral Home and Monument Company, family-owned and community-minded in Britt, Kanawha, Clarion, Belmont, and Dows. Honoring families in North Iowa for over 40 years. Michael, Brianne, and the staff of Ewing Funeral Home and Monument Company say good luck, area teams.
Forest City Ford at the corner of 9 and 69 in Forest City wishes good luck to our local athletes. We look forward to seeing you compete. When you need a vehicle, see us at Forest City Ford, where customers really do send their friends.
Thrivent is proud to support the Lake Mills Bulldogs goals, and Peter Zwart is excited to help you achieve yours. Let's create a financial strategy that reflects your priorities and protects what matters most to you. Call 641-590-0064 for a free consultation.
You have a choice where you bank. First State Bank of Britt and Woden are here to make your choices easier. Whether you're looking for personal, business, or agricultural products, we're ready to serve you. Bank on the go 24/7 with our apps for mobile banking and bill pay. First State Bank of Britt and Woden, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We make Hancock County our home.
Welcome back here on KIOW and live at KIOW.com. Well, I hope you're entertained, as I sure am. Yeah, Jay Hiscox, head coach of the West Hancock Eagles, here with us, and he was entertained.
Very entertaining basketball game.
And again, you know, kudos to Clarion-Goldfield-Dows in the season they had. But as we talked about in the pregame show, my biggest problem with Clarion-Goldfield-Dows was experience in big games. And I think that came down to hurt them at the end. GHV has experience in big games, and they were able to find a win.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Clarion, if you're Coach Birding and company, you know, they did a good job of shutting down the top two scorers for GHV, but GHV's other guys, Nathan, and that's no discredit to those seniors, but Nathan Roberts, Sam Wood, and Evan Sloane, along with Parker Burke, who came in and hit a giant three at one point in this game, those four seniors did a terrific job of coming into the game and making big plays and kind of picking up the slack for the Cardinals offensively, and they came up with just big shot after big shot. Evan Sloane was all over the court, whether it was defensively or getting offensive and defensive rebounds, but he was terrific tonight. And what can you say about Nathan Roberts? He was able to play that entire fourth quarter with 4 fouls, as he picked up his 4th foul in the third quarter, and he was dynamic in the fourth quarter, especially late, back-to-back possessions where he was able to get to his strong hand, his left, and get down the lane. The first one for an uncontested layup to give him a 1-point lead, and then the second one out of a timeout on a beautifully executed play drawn up by Coach Young.
Yeah.
He's able to get to the hoop through the contact and get to the line for an and one opportunity, and then Garner able to close it out after Clarion had a terrific look on their last possession. It looked like it was a broken play, but Olsen had a wide open three here on the wing that would have won it for them. Not able to fall for them, and GHV going to move on. Looks like they're going to be playing Roland Story, as they were leading late in that one.
Yeah, Roland Story and GHV should meet here in the Stub State Final, which will take place on Saturday in Fort Dodge. And, of course, we will have that for you live at KIOW. And, of course, all of our games, thanks to all of our great sponsors that made it possible. We'll talk about them. So going back on what I was talking about in the past and all the disparity between seedings this year in district tournaments, I know this was an upset, but This means now by the varsity-bound rankings, it'll be number 16 varsity-bound ranking, Roland Story, versus number 31 varsity-bound ranking in Class 2A, Garner Hayfield Ventura. If Clarion-Goldfield would have won this game, it would have been number 16 versus number 15. So you're talking about looking for the top 8 teams to go to state. Yep. Well, I mean, by those rankings, you would have had number 16 versus number 15 to go to state. Now you got number 16 versus number 31 to go to state.
Yeah, and if you're GHV, you don't care who the heck you're playing on Saturday. No. You're just glad you got a ticket to that game. And there's a few seniors down there that are celebrating, getting ready to get their pictures taken. And that's what basketball is all about in the end of seasons. We don't. It's not a 3-game playoff. It's one and done. Right. GHV gets it done in this one. Honestly, and they're moving on to Saturday.
As you mentioned, honestly, a lot of times the end of the season basketball run comes on how much. It's hard to say. It's bad to say this, but how much do they care? How much do your seniors care? We have seen over the years with some teams falling out of postseasons, it's because seniors give up and don't care. These GHV seniors, you can tell that they cared tonight. Yep. Evan Sloane cared. Nathan Roberts cared about this game.
Yeah, and those two kids, I know from competing against them, those two kids are ultimate competitors. They're some of those seniors that have that refuse to lose attitude, and they showed it tonight along with Sam Wood and Parker Burke and company.
Yeah, I don't want to leave Parker Burke out. He hit a 3. Sam Wood, who doesn't make a lot of threes, he's only made 7
He had a terrific stretch.
All year.
He had I think he went for 7 points there in a 5-minute stretch. He had a couple steals and runouts.
Yeah.
And he was terrific defensively. It was all about the seniors tonight, really, for GHV getting it done and moving them on to the sub-state final next Saturday.
Yeah, so look at this. So you're talking about Sam Wood. Sam Wood had 96 points scored on the year coming into tonight. That's a 4.2 average per game. He had 7 points in the third quarter alone for GHV. Talk about seniors that want to win this basketball game. Let's talk about our scoring rundown in this game. First of all, the first quarter, it was Clarion-Goldfield-Dows 10, Garner Hayfield-Ventura 8. In the second quarter, it was each team scoring 10. We went to halftime 20-18 in favor of CGD. In the third quarter, Garner Hayfield-Ventura, largest lead by 3 at one point in the third quarter, 27-24. They outscore Clarion-Goldfield-Dows 11-8 in the third quarter and lead 29-28 going to the fourth quarter. Clarion-Goldfield-Dows comes out, retakes the lead, leads most of the fourth quarter, but GHV outscores them by 1, 14-13, and leads the most important category at the end of the day, the scoreboard, 43-41. Scoring rundown by individual player. Only Cardinal in double figures was senior Nathan Roberts. He had 8 in the second half to go along with 4 in the first half. He has 12. It was 7 points for Sam Wood, 9 points for Evan Sloane, 5 points for Drew Britson, 3 for Burke, 3 for Mason Graham, 4 for Braden Banky. Scoring rundown for GHV. For Clarion-Goldfield-Dows, Cody Olson has 10 points, 8 points for Jackson Carpenter, 8 points for Aiden Harrington, 6 points for Connor State, 4 for Jacob Moore, and 3 for Cale Chase.
Yeah, great job by both teams, great seasons by both teams. Garner moving on, but again, want to give credit to Coach Burning. First-year coach leading his team to a school record in victories, 19 wins, terrific season by the Cowboys and Clarion-Goldfield-Dows. But now it's up to Coach Young to figure out what the game plan is going to be against the Norsemen, I believe, of Roland Story. If GHV can punch their ticket to state for the first time since 2017, right? When James Betts was leading Coach Albertson at the time down to Wells Fargo. But this is a new team, and we'll see if Drew Britson and company, and especially that senior class that led them tonight,
such heart,
if they can get it done and move them on Saturday. Great, terrific game, 2 great crowds, and I'm just glad I got a hold of you and was able to come over here and do this one, Zarin, because it was a fun game, man.
Well, what's your schedule look like on Saturday?
I might be actually. we got the Little Eagles tournament Saturday, so I'm booked.
All righty.
I'm booked.
Well, we will have the game for you here on KIOW. Before we go, one of the other stats I wanted to bring up, because I brought it up in the first half, kind of critiquing GHV. They were 0 for 6 in the first half from the free throw line. In the second half, GHV was able to improve their free throw shooting. They went 6 of 14 for the game, including making 6 of 15 from the game. Pardon me. They made 6 free throws in the second half to just 4 misses. So 6 of 10 for GHV in the second half. In the free throw department, Clarion-Goldfield-Dows was 6 of 7 in the first half. They were 3 of 6 in the second half for a total of 9 of 14. 9 of 13 from the free throw line. Both teams pretty similar in that department. Once again, the final score is Garner-Hayfield-Ventura 43 and Clarion-Goldfield-Dows 41. GHV is back at the sub-state final since 2017-2018 when they lost to Appleton-Parkersburg in the sub-state final. In 2016-2017, they beat Clarion-Goldfield-Dows in the district final. Much larger of a victory that time, 67-48. But now once again beat Clarion-Goldfield-Dows in the district championship game. GHV went down to state, lost to Kemper Carroll in the quarterfinal round, and were bounced out of the state tournament. Will they find a ticket back to the state tournament? We'll find out right here on KIOW on Saturday evening. KIOW and live at KIOW.com. Any final thoughts?
Great game, and congrats to Coach Young and the Cardinals in that senior class as they get to move on. Also, congratulations to Coach Burning on a terrific season. And that's what high school basketball is all about, postseason basketball. Terrific game, comes down to the last shot, and heartbreak for one team and joy for the other. You know, it's the beauty of competition in high school sports.
Absolutely. We want to thank everybody that was involved. First of all, just like we always do, thanks to all of our great sponsors. If you heard a sponsor on tonight's broadcast, go out, patronize those businesses, and tell them that you appreciate their support of Garner-Hayfield-Ventura, West Hancock, 4A City, Lake Mills, Belmont, Clemmy, North Iowa, all of our area teams. I don't know if I left anybody out. I might have not have said 4A City. All of our area teams, we really appreciate it. Those businesses do a lot. Go out, tell them you appreciate their sponsorship, and patronize those businesses. Shop local. We really appreciate each and every single one of them. Back at the studio was John Lentz. Thanks for all of his hard work. We really appreciate it. Jeremiah was on camera. That's Jay Hiscox. My name is Darren Agustel. Garner-Hayfield-Ventura is off to the state sub-state final as they win 43-41 over Clarion-Goldfield-Dows here in the district final this evening. For the whole crew here at Clear Lake High School and everybody back at the station, I'm Darren Agustel saying good night, everybody.